resembles a Premiership selection, doesn't it? 5 changes from Welford Road last week. No Jack Knoll, so Ian Whitten moves in to partner Sam Hill. Tom James comes in. Phil Dolman is also absent, so Byron McGuigan wears 15. Henry Slade continues at 10. Captain Dean Marnwell, he continues on the open side with granite-like Dave Ewers and try-machine Thomas Waldron. Very late change, we're just hearing what it is now. Damien Welch is out. Ben White starts in that Exeter pack. There's hardly any tinkering from Newcastle. That pack remains unchanged from the London Irish loss last time out, with England international Kieran Brooks at 3. It's a physical row behind him, with the up-and-coming Don Barrow and Simone Kane Thompson. Familiar back row with skipper Will Welch and Mark Wilson in tandem. Tom Catterick has started 12 out of the last 13 at fly half. Juan Pablo Cecino outside him is a change, as is Chris Harris on that wing. He represents the new brand of Falcons players. A strong-looking Chiefs bench, isn't it, with 3 internationals to go with the 4 starting. Also 3 on the Falcons perch, including new signing Tongan scrum half Tain Tukulua. Well, Exeter's incredible journey, and it is an incredible journey, continues tonight. Their first ever home European quarter-final. Fighting fires on several fronts, aren't they? A hugely tough run into the climax of the Premiership season, and a possibility there of them dropping out of the semi-final spots, but losing LB Cup finalists 2 weeks ago. Huge achievement, getting to these latter stages. It's another thing, seeing it all the way through.
It certainly will be, Johnny, and key tonight will be the desire of the forward packs to punch above their weight and outpace and outposition their opposite number. Set piece is crucial, set piece is king. Set piece dictates the game and the winner, and that boy could dictate if the Chiefs will have it tonight. Henry Slade, he's been talked about England's possible 12. He plays 10 tonight. He can play 12, he can play 13. He's got an educated left boot. He's their playmaker.
For Newcastle, first quarter-final for them since 2009, a club with a new pitch, a new ethos. It has been Dean Richards, hasn't it? Meaning they're growing on and off the field. Maris Maitreya, the referee. Jim Ewell is your television match official tonight. Well, to get through to the semi-final against Gloucester at Kingsholm, the Newcastle Falcons will have to do something they have never done before. Win here at Sandy Park. Gloucester await in that semi. Who will join them?
Okay, thank you.
Will it be the Exeter Chiefs striving for the club's first ever semi-final in European rugby? And we are all underway here, balmy evening at Sandy Park. Pitch in incredible condition, great vocal crowd as you'd expect. And it's a neat start from the Exeter Chiefs and Byron McGuigan. Name of Barry. Fires it down to Sunotti. Catch up. Ricochets off in the hands of Will Chudley. Slade with that left boot. Now calling for a forward pass. Chudley again, and Waldron. Jess, lovely step from Jess, and another. Tipuna is there. Chudley now. Tom Francis had a stellar first season here, isn't he? Here at Sandy Park, Sam Hill, he's been here a few years. Tom James, just showing that ball. Is pretty good at dummies, isn't he, Darry? You saw him in that LB Cup final with that outrageous dummy down the left-hand side of Franklin's Gardens.
Nearly won it for him that day, but again, it's a tremendous start from the Exeter Chiefs. Very interesting, the first 2 kicks, they don't go for touch, they go for distance, they go for position, and now they use their forwards and backs combining to try and get through this defence.
Do use that set piece, don't they, Newcastle, to get their game going. Keeping it in field.
up to the 9th phase, 10th phase already. It's good ball retention.
Mitch Lees with the latest carry. Goes inside Henry Slade, picks it up, plenty of the season at outside centre. Last few weeks that he's played and started has been in that number 10 shirt. Lees again. Carry the ball. So Newcastle turn it over to Puna. And it came from Bristol. Sinotti, not known for his kicking. It's a good one. Waldron. Leeds top try scorer. 13 in all in his 18 appearances for Thomas Waldron, but he's penalised there. Good start comes to nothing in the end.
Yeah, good defence. Well, you can say good defence from the Geordies there, keeping Exeter Chiefs out. But Waldron, again, magnificent in that loss to Welford Road. His old club, 21 carries. So again, he just comes. He likes to sit back, likes to sweep up, and then when he's got a chance, he will carry that ball into the opposition half. Good kick from Catterick, though, into the corner. So they repelled the first initial thrusts from the Chiefs, and it's now the Falcons' turn.
Let them go to ground, please. Let them go to
Tom Catterick, his 13th start out of the last 14 games to the 10.
Referee's instruction there to the Chiefs: let them go to the ground before you do anything. I let Falklands get up and get to the ground before you start pushing in the line out. You see what I mean?
Mayhew.
Knock on.
Gone though. And they do want to put pressure on that Newcastle set piece, don't they, Exeter? Key part of their game tonight. All down below us. Former England captain, of course, Pat Sanderson.
Yeah, interesting down here at the moment. Obviously some disruption to Exeter early doors with losing their second row in Welch. He was also the line-out caller as well, so you know that will disrupt them at line-out times. But perhaps more interesting that Sam Skinner was the replacement on the bench. Is still getting changed as he was doing corporate hospitality. So, you know, not the ideal start for them, and I think set piece will be a big factor today.
I just hope he wasn't enjoying himself in corporate, Pat, you know what I mean? I did actually see it. I saw...
Easy, fellas, he's only young.
I saw Welsh coming off and then Skinner getting the shepherd's crook.
Yeah, I think he was shirt and tie and entertaining the guests. So, anyway, he'll be no doubt getting a Red Bull down him in the changing room. Here he comes now, actually walking out onto the bench, looking a little bit.
Yeah, it was a fraught press officer, wasn't it, following him around as well here.
He looks dazed and confused at the moment, but no doubt the atmosphere down here, which is pretty electric, will soon get him focused.
So to confirm for you, Dean Mullett is not wearing 7. He's in the second row wearing 5 with Mitch Lees. It's Ben White in the familiar blue scrum cap wearing 7, his familiar position of open side. In that back row with Dave Ewers and Thomas Waldron.
Great opportunity down Ricky Tapuna, and this is crucial. First scrum, first big set piece. We've seen the Chiefs disrupt the Newcastle line out. Can they do it in the scrum? A little bit shaky, but they got away with it.
Wilson. Tapuna will try to pick the pace of that game up all night long, won't he? Phil Dolman got involved tonight. Injured, got a knock against Leicester and Welford Road to that man, Byron McGuigan, formerly of Glasgow, the Bay of Plenty.
Let's go, please, Red.
Like this half-back combination, Catterick.
Stop calling me numbers.
England under 20, obviously, some time ago. He likes to stand flat. He's got good distribution skills, and Tapuna is a live wire at 9. He can do that under pressure a little bit, just puts the ball in, keeps the pressure on the Chiefs into the corner.
Lawson, the old veteran in the middle of that front row. 33 years young now, 46 times capped by Scotland. Got the throw right, didn't he? It's Waldron who's got himself in amongst it. Real disruption there from Exeter. Exactly what they set out to do in this game. It's an opportunity there for the Falcons, wasn't it?
Okay.
Chiefs go quickly. Slade uses that left boot. Is it Slade? Clearing very nicely down towards that 10-metre line.
Cheeky, but very, very effective. Line-out wasn't formed, you're allowed to do that. And that's a good nudge, isn't it?
Come on, mate, you walk till here.
He's gained his team, I would say, about 15-20 metres there, giving him the angle on the kick. I like this lad. He's got a great step. He showed that again in that loss. The bonus point. They got a bonus point in the end, didn't they? It's the Tigers there, that he had a super step for Lewis's try later on in the game.
And he thought he was going to be involved for England, didn't they, as he was called up to the England squad and had to stage of that Six Nations tournament.
Away now, 6. Thank you.
And this is what Newcastle like to do. They love this offloading game. If their forwards can get a position in the field and get a little bit of momentum, just watch out for them.
Catcher, that's Wilson. Powell, Cecino. Used to that burgundy-coloured shirt, isn't he? Formerly of Rotherham. Catching again. It's with Kane Thompson. Using those big runners in the midfield. To Puna. Powell slides on out again to Cecino. Wilson. Good continuity here from Newcastle. Catcher decides to boot to ball. Wigan. He was strong. Needed to be. And then a hit came in and a body flopped to him again. Tom Barrow, I think it was. Slade again with that left boot, keeping it in field.
Absolute cracking kick from Catterick, up and under, just outside the 22. And then you can see again, the Chiefs not kicking the ball out. They're kicking for territory and that big press.
Sinotti. He's a game breaker, isn't he? Sinotti. So good they named him twice now.
Oh, yeah. Come on. You're better than that, Hammond. Actually, the director said you're not, so carry on.
Catterick, not great hands. Sinotti again. Oh, there's that step. So physical, and there's Chudley. Had a great season. Players realise, the word is on the street here at Sandy Park, came down training this week, that Will Chudley were thereabouts when they come to choose a player's player of the season. I suspect Thomas Waldron may pick up the fans' vote with all of his tries. Not to say he hasn't had a good season, of course. Putting Slade back there, aren't they? Is that extra kicking option and then that running option as well. Wilson was so quickly onto his feet and he's snaffled the ball up as well, the number 8. Thompson gets tackled by Dean Munn. Catterick again, it's a really lively start from both. Tom James says enough for that. Let's take the mark, let's calm things down. Let's all take a breather.
After a tremendous up and under, he's followed that with 2 pretty average, if terrible kicks. They should have just put that on the floor, put the grubber in, and let the winger chase. And again, you can see the Chiefs just quite happy to boot the ball up the field and look for Newcastle to make the mistake. But both sides, beautiful conditions here. It's about 10 degrees, but it's super sunshine all day, and the players, I think, are enjoying it and enjoying the conditions.
Play on.
Jouer.
Don Barrow.
Play on, ball is up.
Well, there's space now. Sam Hill puts boot to ball, and it is Catterick. Played many of his younger career at fullback. He's dotted down. Intelligent stuff from Exeter, wasn't it?
Well, you can see the contact area, balls are squirting out, they're not protecting it, both sides. Turnover ball, as we know, is the best type of ball. Newcastle doing very well before that. Was it 10 phases? That time it hasn't happened. And then just putting the kick in. Hill, sorry, putting the kick in and then just going, chasing up. You see McGuigan, and just Catterick's going down. He can do nothing other than just dot the ball over the line.
Yeah, really interesting. Before the game, I spoke to a number of the Exeter players, and they feel that Newcastle are very reliant on their set piece to get their game going. So as a result, you know, it's a definite tactic to keep the ball in play rather than kick it out and give them line-outs. Chase, get there, you'll trust their kick trace, trust their defence, and they feel that in doing so, they don't think that Newcastle have the same sort of structure in broken field. And we've seen now 3 occasions they've kept the ball in play, even when they've got a free kick in their own 22, they kick long, they get the chase up. Sure enough, Newcastle broke down, and it's now a great opportunity for Exeter. This is game plan executed to perfection right now for Exeter.
We said that the three of us, a long trip from Doncaster. Boy, oh boy, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it was a very long journey with these two. But we were talking about this opening 10 minutes and just how crucial it was. Last time Newcastle were here, they were beaten 46 points, never won at Sandy Park. This opening 10 minutes was so crucial for them, and it's 0-0, still in the game, and it's all still to play for.
Wait. Use that! No hands, red!
Exeter with the best chance of the game so far. That 5-metre scrum after driving Catterick over the line. Now they're over the line again. And it's a try. Dave Ewers. One of the most difficult men to play against. Gets the opening try here in this Challenge Cup quarter-final.
Well, Rob Baxter, the coach, knows and thinks they've got a good and down year. I would say definitely a future England international. It was a pretty good scrum initially. You can see the Falcons trying to repel it, and then the referee says use it, and there's probably no better skill for number 8 to do that. He gains the 3 yards, and as soon as Ewers gets his paw-like grip on that ball, there's nothing the Falcons can do. Great leg power, great driving over there from and help from the likes of Mitch Lees and almost the rest of the pack, and it's been a pretty good start from Exeter. They know exactly what they're going to do, put pressure on Newcastle, and when they get in those kill areas, they come away with the points. And that's better from Slade, isn't it? He wasn't too good last week. Good with ball in hand, but he missed a few kicks.
Add the 2 to this Dave Ewers try. You remember the Paul Stadium, a fabulous game against Connacht, didn't he? Scored a try that day, in fact his 3rd try of this campaign. All 3 of those tries have been here at Sandy Park, and decent run in this competition here at Sandy Park. Only their 4th season of European rugby, of course, for the Chiefs.
Wait.
Won the last 8 here at Sandy Park. A restart. We play a restart game at the end of training, which I witnessed on Wednesday. Have to get a certain amount of points for catching the ball in the air, and if they don't, they all have to stay out and continue till they get the right amount of points. It took some time on Wednesday.
You can see the tactic working again, and they get the penalty. Newcastle are getting frustrated. They're swarming all over them at the moment. The Chiefs seems to be working.
But it's such an important part of the game, isn't it? That restart, and they'd have caught the ball that time. Exeter but padded the ball back, and that's why it's hours of training goes in. It may have been fun, but it's still training.
Absolutely, it's all part of the game, and Newcastle know this is going to happen. They're going to have calmer heads. They're going to have control of the ball. They're going to look after the ball more and let the halfbacks dictate. At the moment, you can see everyone's under pressure. That's Chris Harris being harried, and that's the result. You find yourself instantly just on your 22.
He ended up to White. Didn't think he was starting again. There's Waldron with his scissors. With the very athletic Tom James. Now the forwards come around that corner. Mitch Lees that time. Chudley again. Fires one out for Francis, formerly of London Scottish. Kept the Scotland international Murray Lowe out of the team most of the season. There's Sam Hill. The Southwest boy, Ian Whitten. Keep hold of it. Ian Whitten, so Sinotti comes away.
He's got some engine on him, hasn't he? He just wants to get hold of that ball all the time, and he does make the yards.
Jack in the box, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Advantage over!
Don Barrett. Through the Leeds Academy. Junior World Cup winner with England under-20s, Don Barrow. Slade. There's space there, Tom James. Just too far in the end for the Welsh swinger. We want to enjoy a good end to his career here at Sandy Park, of course. back to the Cardiff Blues next season.
Some good close quarter stuff. Good vision there from Slade. He wasn't going to put the long kick in. That was covered by Tate and Harris. He puts the sort of half kick in, trying to get his winger to run onto the ball. Tom James, but unfortunately couldn't get hold of it, but they still get the territory advantage.
One of those players, isn't he? Henry Slade just seems to have time on the ball.
One stop, nine. One
Very
stop.
rare commodity. Tipuna goes high into this Devon Knights guy, Tom James. Manhandle, wasn't he? In the air slightly, and therefore couldn't take it. And they're far from shying away from these big games, aren't they, so they're thoroughly enjoying the opportunity to play in these finals, whether in cup finals with the LV or European quarter-final tonight.
Well, they've been on a journey, haven't they? The LV, unfortunately, they're the holders. They didn't quite hold on to that, beaten by Sarries. They're in this one. What are they, 5th in the league? So, you know, they're going for top 4.
Here's the mark.
They've got some heck of a lot of hard fixtures coming up. Saints at home, Wasps away, Sarries away, Sale at home. All these teams going for 4, going for 6 Europe. But that's where they want to be. They want to be in the mix. It's brilliant. The crowd love it. We've got a big old crowd each night, 11, 12,000. I'm sure you're at home with a few tinnies, and we've got our pasties for half-time, so everyone's happy.
10.
And they came away from Welford Road last week. They lost the game, didn't they? But with a bonus point, and they're happy in the end. A poor first half, lots of penalties given away by Exeter. Came back in the second half and pleased that this time of the season against a Tiger side they're so desperate to win on home turf. Of course, they beat them in the LV Cup semi-final a few weeks before.
They did, and you can see the line speed pretty good from White. He thought he would be starting on the bench, and then the protection wasn't there for the ball once again. It's so crucial. You've got to make sure your first phase is there before you're reloading for the second and third. But yeah, they did it pretty well. I mean, turnovers conceded last week was 11, but they actually won 10. It was the line of 4 throws that weren't straight. So that set piece you've talked about, I've talked about, we've talked about all weekend, just creaked a little bit, but they did well to come back and get a bonus. So it's no mean achievement at Welford Road.
Just 1 point off top 4, aren't they, in 5th? But it's all so tight at the top of that Premiership table, as you say.
Incredible.
Hell of a run in. Newcastle, other end of the table, are they? But they're safe now. London Welsh confirmed as relegated side. Pressure off, really, then, tonight. Take, charge down. It's all over Matt Jess. Penalty try. And you have to say, rightly so. Talk about that kick chase, that pressure Exeter putting on Newcastle all night. Tate was charged down, Jess was more than manhandled. He tried to get to that ball. Another try, Exeter.
Well, the referee gives a penalty try if, in his opinion, a try would have been scored. So the ball didn't go over the dead ball area, but Alex Tate, he's got a, well, it's a double whammy, isn't it, for Newcastle, because that's a 7-pointer and that's 10 minutes in the bin.
Yeah, that's a big moment in this game, isn't it? Number 14 now, 7 points conceded. They like it. Everyone's in the headdresses. 14-0.
And why not, from a great kick. And Chudley puts a super nudge in. Alex Tate, the result, charged down. He's held just there, held just there, held just there. So the referee's interpretation is that if he hadn't been held, he would have touched that ball down, and I agree totally. And as I said, it's a double whammy for the Falcons. Not only have they conceded now 2 tries, they've got a man in the bin for 10 minutes. They're fullback.
He was down to league position, and Exeter 5 points ahead and 29 match points. 5 places, so 29 match points ahead. It's only one wheeler, but on European experience at this level, Newcastle, it's 12 European quarter-finals for them. Exeter has only 2. Worried looks on Face of Dean Richards and of course Dave Walder on his left, on our right as we look there. He's brought a lot to this Newcastle side, playing in a very different way. We've spoken about a new pitch up at Kingston Park, scoring some tries of late, Dowie.
Well, they certainly have. It suits them, and you know, people have their opinions on these pitches, but we've been up into Newcastle and they've been atrocious, and the conditions have spoilt a game of rugby. But look, he's built and he will carry on building. They've survived the Premiership with London Welsh getting relegated. That was the first sort of aspect to do. They've done that, and again, if they get a good platform, they can play some very, very attractive rugby.
And you look at this signings they've made, it tells you everything you need to know. Marcus Watson, Giovanni Venditti, Eli Latu, the Tongan captain, footed players.
Not held, player.
14-0 down here, and it's a way to come back into this game. Down with 14 men, seeing the yellow card on the score clock. There's Don Barrow. Cecino made that pass. Mayhew from Sinotti.
Okay, grazie.
Right in front of us.
What did you think? I thought that was slightly forward, but touch judge and referee says play on.
What is play on in Italian? I'm not sure. Tapuna caught by White.
No, play on,
Tiny ball for Cecino. Dawson. Well, they do a change of atmosphere, ethos for the Newcastle Falcons. I suppose the biggest part of the Chiefs season has been showing of strength in depth. When they won the LV Cup last season, it was a real stretch with their first team. This year, came back so strongly in that final against Saracens, but it was with the second team, Dowie, and that shows a marked change this season.
Okay.
Strength and depth of this cup now is very good indeed.
It is, and that's what you put layer upon layer upon layer. You know, that's what Rob Baxter has done, and we saw that in the British and Irish Cup, didn't we? Against, you know, Doncaster, unfortunately couldn't match what was Worcester's second. There isn't a great deal between their first and second, in a sense, because everyone was desperate to get in that first, but it was a very professional performance, precise performance. So if you are going to see it and you get it in the Premiership, you've got to have a big squad.
Francis gets it away. It's another turnover. Lovely call from Chudley. Hughes McGuigan as a decoy man. Hill. Good tackle from Powell, wasn't it? Dean Munn applauding his team. Of course, his last 2 games of this club as well before he goes back to Australia.
Crucial tackle from Powell, but again, very good rugby from the Exeter Chiefs. They get the turnover ball, and again, how many times have we seen this there? That's great from Walder, and the ball comes up. It's one of those, and then all of a sudden they go. And instead of going wide and using up the space, they look for the inside man. That's great from Chudley. Look, he's looking, ball in both hands all the time. Back inside, unfortunately here, just drops the ball, but that's the potential they've got in their backs.
One of the most noticeable things standing pitch side is the sheer size of this Newcastle pack. They are absolutely huge. Speaking to the conditioners now, they were saying, yeah, we do a lot of work on that, and it's reflected in the way they play. Very direct, very physical. It's all about set piece, scrum, line out, drive, and getting over the gain line. Now you contrast that with the way that Exeter are playing. They're much leaner, there's far more running involved, and it's all about work rate and kick chase and pressure. 2 very, very different approaches to rugby, and at the moment, well, Exeter's way seems to be the one that's going to work.
But they're known as one of the fittest sides in the Premiership, aren't they, Exeter, Pat?
Yeah, they are, and I think, you know, it's all about work rate, it's all about, and they negate the physicality of Newcastle by just being very low in the tackle, having excellent body position over the ball, and as such, the big guys that run get taken down, but as you can see, might take more than one man on occasion. I know, but they are absolutely huge, and it's really noticeable.
That was Kieran Brooks. Come on the big head of Richard Mayhew. Line out Newcastle. Yeah, they're warming up earlier, and it's a point well made by Pat.
And this is the Bosch. He's going to pick the smallest guy out. Yeah, the scrum half, you big bully. Chudley finds the force of the front row there. Oh, my word.
You nip down there and tell him he's a bully. Go on.
No, kick. He's down. I tell you what, he's on his haunches here. The scrum half's won that battle.
Yeah, but
His ankle.
two people on
He was involved with England, wasn't he, during the Six Nations, Kieran Brooks?
Dislocated an eyelash.
Yeah, look, I mean, they are big and they are physical. The downside to that is, look, this is a fast game, it's a hard pitch, it's a night for running rugby, and at the moment, there's two guys down on their haunches. All right, yeah, they're saying they're injured, but I'm telling you, they're as much tired as they are injured. Exeter are playing a very high, fast tempo game at the moment, and these big Newcastle guys are getting run around a bit.
He's getting up now. Yeah, he can get up as well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 46-17, wasn't it, here at Sandy Park? Both won each other's home games, didn't they? 29-24 at Kingston Park.
Yeah, you okay? You sure?
Two occasions that they have met in the Challenge Cup of the pool stages back in 2010-2011 season. Again, each won their home tie. We said already, haven't we, that Newcastle have never won here at Sandy Park.
I'll give you the time.
When you look at last night and the defence that Gloucester put in at the end of that game against Connaughton, the effort from the Dragons earlier on today, the effort being shown here at Sandy Park. Then he said that Challenge Cup's been devalued without getting an automatic place in the Champions Cup next season. Try telling these quarter-final teams this. It's a full-blooded affair out there.
Advantage. Play advantage, Red, not releasing.
Wilson. We're playing advantage. Referee was very clear in that. When releasing Exeter in the tackle. I suspect that Newcastle want to go for goal here now, and they get some points on the ball.
Get some points on the board. They're down. There's obviously 3 minutes to go on the clock of the sin bin. I would, but again, they fancy going into the corner. They've got to make this pay. Because, you know, you talked about it, John, it's a 23-man game, we know that. They can offload off the bench in the second half, so really the fitness levels shouldn't count that much, because I think they're evenly balanced, but they've got to get some points on the board, or this game's going away from them. It's an ideal opportunity. They've done the 5-point gamble, it has to pay off for them now. They've turned 3 down, they need 5, possibly 7.
His conversations between Will Welch and his kicker Tom Catterick. 24 and 25 yesterday was the Newcastle captain, the birthday boy, and it hasn't worked out. Scott Lawson, and they have been every line out. Yes, they've taken the catch cleanly, but every time they come to ground, it's arms, it's legs, it's disruption.
Again, it's easy meat and drink, isn't it, for the Chiefs? They've got up there. Lees is under pressure. Barrett, you know, it's just a well-worked defensive line out. There's nothing really too complicated about it. Just get up, get your hands in the way, and put Newcastle off the ball. And they've gone for the gamble. It hasn't paid off, so they could be quite easily at least get 3 points on the board. They haven't. The Chiefs get up, they secure this just about, and they exit.
Yeah, Mark Wilson has got through there. He's only 25 years of age, been at the club plenty of years, hasn't he, with Will Welch. Now they get the turnover, and 28 minutes on the clock, 14 minutes. It's a good lead for Exeter, but with 14 men, Newcastle, an opportunity here with an attacking scrum.
Well, they've got physical backs, as long as they can just hold. If they can just hold the ball in the scrum at the back, you get a chance then to use one of their big runners, Cicino. Very physical as he came on against Leicester last week. He's there at 12. Sinotti just roaming around, and Powell obviously can handle himself. Harris on the wing. So yeah, first thing up, win the ball, get it to the back, to Mark Wilson's feet, and see what you can do with it then. Good scrum.
It is solid, isn't it? Wilson to Puna. Cross ball through Cicino. He's there quickly. Again, Kane Thompson. Good tackle, and it knew as it was. Welch flicks it inside, doesn't find anyone. Certainly not in a burgundy shirt, or is it Merlot? Not quite sure.
Advantage over. Stop, 7. Stop.
It's your habits.
Nice turnover though.
Away. Away, black now. Away, 8-14.
To Puna. Sinotti. Time is up on the sin bin. Tate waits to come back on the field. Set up Chris Harris's try, didn't he, last week? Penalty again to Puna, as he likes to do, looking to take that ball really quickly. There is Tate.
Well, but they're back up to 15, so they turned down a three-pointer. It's a long range for Catterick. I'm sure, you can just see him, he's eyeing up to go into the corner. They need something, and they're just trying to pile a little bit of pressure back down. Is he going to risk going for go? Not really, he just edges it just past the 22, so it may be a ploy, there may be a move off the top of the line now. Sassino will be ever present. They may use him as a decoy, but again, very powerful off that initial scrum taking the ball in. But they want something, they need something.
Hey, that's it, no more now.
Phil Summers coming. Considering moonshot from the RC director.
Slightly different weather to Doncaster was it last night. I don't think it stopped raining. It was lovely to feel a bit of sun on your back, and like I said, it's about 10 degrees.
Yeah, pitch is in fantastic nick, and Newcastle are using that surface now, aren't they? Will Welch, the two old buddies. Wilson at the back. Good quick hands into Tate. Sinotti. So dangerous from here. Exeter bring him down. Sassino. Barrow.
Release now,
In that midfield again. Not committing too many, are they, Exeter? But they do commit the penalty. To Puna again.
Not releasing.
Catterick. Sassino. Here's Harris. Good impact off the bench last week against London Irish to score his try. We'll come back. Right in front of the sticks here.
Off feet.
So would the
Got to go for post.
the game plan would be going to the corners, but they haven't done anything with the two occasions that's happened. This is right in front. Take your points.
Point.
Take your points. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's interesting, Tom Catterick, isn't it? We did a England and Wales game, didn't we? A King so many years ago. Joe Marler had a fabulous game that day. I see the scored a couple of tries, and Jamie George. And he was playing at fullback that day. Freddie Burns was at 10 and has been known as a fullback.
Sorry. There's off feet.
But it's an interesting move, him at fly half. He stands nice and flat. He's got great distribution skills. So vital, this kick. Should get it a kicker of his quality. And he does, simple enough for him. 14-3 the score.
Yeah, interestingly, there was a clear message from up top from Dean and the coaches to get the kicking team on the field. I think he certainly felt that it was time to take the points. Two failed attempts in the corner would have been a poor choice to turn those down.
It's the right option, wasn't it? It's a different team talk. 14-0. If it stays that way, or 14-3 at half-time.
You're on the board. Okay, you know, you've leaked two tries, but it hasn't gone away from you. That's the big thing.
Catterick, Waldrum says, well, let's get it going quickly again. Slade to McGuigan. Here's Witten, the Ulsterman. Had an unfortunate accident on Wednesday during training. I shall say no more. Yendall. Trying to be quick hands from Mitch Lees, wasn't it?
Shoulder charge.
It's a shoulder charge referee is given.
And as ever, as soon as a team gets you 3 points, you go back, you make a mistake, you don't really clear your line, and then you give away a penalty. So I have no doubt that the Chiefs will be aiming 3 points and giving the ball to Slade. Hold on, ref needs a word.
No, the ball was way back, so you know what you're doing. Be very careful. It's just
You know
just
what
a
you're
penalty
doing.
for shoulder charge with no ball. very
An
careful.
Italian accent, obviously.
Thought it was Expected Crusoe next to for a moment.
But again,
Kieran
silly.
Brooks, the shoulder charge, that's what the penalty is for. It's silly, it's clumsy. And those are the really annoying decisions players.
Dino's not going to enjoy that. Sorry, he didn't have the ball. He had nowhere near the ball. I think he's a lucky boy. A lucky boy. That was naughty.
.36 points in this competition so far. Another 118 in the Premiership. 6 tries for Henry Slade, still only 22 years of age. We must remember that. To cancel out Newcastle's 3 then. And there it is, back to a 14-point difference.
Yeah, before the game, the Exeter guys were all talking about the tempo of the game and keeping it high. Every opportunity at the moment, we're seeing quick throws, quick taps, you know, and run this big Newcastle side around, and they are reaping the rewards of it at the moment.
Home wins all over Europe, isn't there, at the moment? Clermont Dragons. Gloucester.
Be a quiet journey home for the Saints, wouldn't it? My goodness me. That was a walloping.
Leinster.
Oh, here we go.
Tate's turned it over. Tipuna and Wilson is there. Waldron knocks it on. Deliberately, the Newcastle players are claiming. I think he's going to try and catch it, isn't he, Dowie?
Well, he's a skillful player, but if you go out with one arm, you do run the risk. He's a talented rugby player, great brain, good hands, very dexterous. But again, it's turnover central out there at the moment, isn't it? Mayhew putting the ball.
It's one of those.
It's not a delivery. Yes, look, I think the referee's got it right. So, again, you can see Ricky Tipuna trying to get the ball. It was a good scrum last time. Can they do something different? They used Cena to drive it in last time. Will he be a decoy? Will Powell get it? They need something tangible now.
One of the fittest guys in that pack, Thomas Waldron. 13 tries, 1 last week against his old club, of course, Leicester. Superb season. Tipuna. Cecino. Far more comfortable at 12 than 10. There's man wearing 10. Catcher onto Tate. Newcastle forwards all found out this left-hand side. Tipuna, oh, has he found a gap? Mayhew. Brooks, who's having a physical night, isn't he, Kieran Brooks? Mayhew again. Ball behind for Catterick.
And you can see the rush defence. They know how dangerous Newcastle are when they get the ball, the offload game, and this boy can do damage.
Sonotti is brought down. Tipuna again. He looks so well, doesn't he? There's the right-hand side. In the end comes left, penalty Newcastle. There's going to be a message to get that kicking tee on again. Tackling without the ball. Catterick says yes. A little nod to the post, and they are going for the penalty, and rightly so. 17-6.
Yeah, take your point, 11 points. You know, it's doable. Get back in the changing room. A few words from Dino. You know, they just haven't had enough front foot ball. That's been the problem. It's been great rush defence from the Chiefs. They've put pressure on them. They've had a parity really in line out and scrum, apart from that one where they did the 5-point gamble. And unfortunately put a lot of pressure on Kane Thompson, we saw there. So this will be about a fair reflection, I think, of the game. The Chiefs getting those 2 tries and the Falklands hitting back with a couple of pens.
If he gets this, Catterick, it's nicely poised, isn't it, for the neutral? And he does get a nod from the assistant referees. Rob Hunter, Ali Heifer and Rob Baxter make their way down into the bows of this stand. 17 points to 6, and Henry Slater's, yeah, have the ball, let's get going again. Let's keep the tempo of the game up. Jess chases Sonotti and gets hold of him as well, and then his mate Dean Mull comes in.
No.
Off back to
Yes.
the Waratahs, isn't he, the end of the season? Which here, World Cup place in the offing. Katrick says that will do for the first half, and indeed it will do. Really nicely poised, we said, for the second half, isn't it? Exeter rushed out with those 2 tries at the beginning of this first half.
Pat has returned to his commentary position and is joined by Dowie and Johnny.
Yeah, I did.
He has indeed. And the players are back out on the field.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Playing in that sort of middle part of the field that first 40 minutes, weren't they? A lack of rhythm because both teams were turning the ball over, and the guys discussed it half-time, didn't they? Dean and Patton, to 2 very distinct ways of approaching this game. The up-tempo way that Exeter will want to play with the press, and Newcastle will want to slow the pace of this game down. It's only an 11-point gap. Easily achievable for Newcastle, but
Captain.
let's just remind you, they have never won here at Sandy Park. 40 minutes to grab a spot in this year's Challenge Cup semi-finals. Job number 1 of this second half done by Newcastle. Katrick goes downtown to find Slade. He's often been there, hasn't he, with Waldron. Ben White wasn't due to start this game with the blue scrum cap. Dave Ewers try scorer that first half, and he may well have found a bit of space and a bit of pace as well. Oh, what a pass! And it's Waldron. Waldron! No way! He cannot stop scoring tries. Thomas Waldron. 13 in the Premiership. First in this season's European campaign. But it was all about his back row partner, Dave Ewers. Saw the space, had the pace and the physicality.
Well, again, it's soft marking. They think that the Chiefs are going to go attack on the left. Ewers says, no, I'm not. I'm going right up the right-hand side and cut back in. That is superb. What a pass. And then Waldron, he has got a big diesel engine on him, and he just doesn't give up. He just, watch this. This boy will play for England. That is, without a doubt, that is just great skill, and that is a great, great finish. Power, leg power, stretch, score. Within the first minute of the second half, there's people not back from refreshing their glasses, and the Chiefs have done what they did in that first half, score a quick try, and this to make it 7.
Not going to miss from there, is he? Great conversion to a great score. All about the vision of Ewers, but then the ability. You're travelling at this kind of distance to give the offload down. He looked, and he backed his skills. And you have to say that all these Exeter players do back their skills. Ricky Pello does a brilliant job one-to-one with all the individual skills of these guys.
Basically, give them, you know, you get your chance. You could just try and take it. Again, in that loss, both of them are big carries. Waldron carried again, like I said, 21 times against his old team, the Tigers, average just a metre, but it's again, you think he's not the archetypal shape with all these people that love the gym, but he's just got a tremendous engine in him. And Dave Ewers, there, 11 carries at 2.5 minutes, and he's doing it again today. He's destroying defences. We talk about defences win your games, win your championship, win your titles. Well, they do. So you need something special, whether it be a big winger that can crash in from out to in, or a big ball carrying 6-stroke 8 that can just say, you're not going to stop me. And add a little bit of skill as Ricky Pello looks on. He's got a smile on his face.
So, yeah, there is
and
Ricky
why
Pello.
not?
skills coach here is in charge of the LV Cup team, wasn't he? But he's that guy who works, and it's a challenge for him.
Set.
And they talk about the individual. Was impressed by Sam Hill's hands for training on Wednesday. Mark Seaves, the press officer here, was saying it's a challenge to someone like Ricky Pello to get those skills right up at the top kind of level. We saw that from Euros.
Come on, boys, come on.
Yeah. Fantastic piece of skill from Euros, but you've really got to look at Newcastle's line speed here. You know, for a man to be able to run 20 metres laterally across the field before he decides to turn left and take the line on is absolutely unforgivable from a defensive point of view. Now, how much of that is down to the fact that for the first half, you know, they worked and worked and worked and got absolutely nowhere, and maybe now they're just feeling a little bit of fatigue, but, you know, for me, that is unforgivable.
We may see a hook in a minute.
Okay, grazie.
Go on, lad.
Grazie.
Go on, there you go.
Giochiamo.
It was poor defence, wasn't it? But you have to have the skill to capitalise on that poor defence. This Catterick, Slade, fly half again. You can see his fullback skills, can't you? Waldrop.
You see his fullback skills as well.
Tom James. Oh, there's the dummy again. Does like to throw it in. Catching again. So the guy's pointed at half-time. Has followed his own kick. Chudley. Sam Hill. All England in the 20s, man. Through this academy. A long line of Southwest players. Slade, Joel Codland.
Real nugget of a player, isn't he, Hill? I like him.
Ian Whitten, different part of the world, Northern Ireland. He's one of those players, and there are many at Sandy Park. He can play in plenty of positions. Played on the wing this season in both centre berths. Moon pretty much sticks to the front row. Head Moon.
And that's what Newcastle need. They need to be really aggressive now in their tackling, because you can see the Chiefs have got their tails up and Slater's got his navigation out and he's kicking the ball, and that's where they want to play. You know, it's really what Newcastle need to do, is be playing in the Chiefs 22, but they just haven't got any ammunition, any ball. And this is the left boot, and I'd like to see him playing outside George Ford for England. I really would. I think they would combine beautifully. Some say he's not big enough.
I can see Pat Sanderson shaking his head on the touchline there. Conversation we had on the train. Let's rerun it, shall we?
Step.
Yeah, excuse me. My view of Slade, I think he's a tremendously talented player, but I still think there's a question mark physically at the very highest level, and I think, you know, you only accentuate that if you stick him in at 12.
I don't think there is a question mark, his physical aspect. I think he stands his line very, very well, and he's very aggressive and takes it forward. I'd love to be given him a chance, but that's I'll have a chat with you later.
That was
Sanderson.
3 hours, 20 minutes of a trip from Sheffield to Exeter on the train.
And we didn't resolve anything, did we?
No, we didn't.
Release now, Red.
Let's leave it there, fellas. Tom James and Chudley spinning that ball away again for Ewers. Having a great second half, isn't it? Chudley again, his slate. Just caught by Powell that time. Ewers, seeing those hands again, it's bobbled around. Referee saying they're playing advantage. It's coming from the assistant referee.
Thanks, Pepe.
And just at times, those
Dentro or 40?
turnovers from
Okay, thank
the
you.
ball skills, but also the aggressive work of both defenders, just spoiling the rhythm.
But you can see the love to combine in these two, and then you can see it's you as that combination that led to that try. Absolutely superb for the try, unfortunately a little bit too clever there.
Okay, Paddy.
Well, let's hear from a current DOR. Dean Ryan's in our studio. Thoughts on this second half, Dean?
Oh, Johnny, just having a look at Exeter, and I think Rob Baxter may have made some changes at half-time. We saw how much they kick and chase and just kept everything on the field at the first half. Just interesting for this first 5 minutes. They've ran everything back. I think Baxter will have talked about, we've got these guys, let's really take the pressure on them now, try and run them off their feet. So we may see less kicking and Exeter really back in their running game to try and find spaces.
I'm aware of that. I'm on this side now.
Interestingly, Dean, I actually spoke with a couple of the players and he said, I want to keep the ball more second half. I want to play with a little bit more ball in hand. He said, other than that, cut the discipline, you know, make sure it's perfect and business as usual. But you're absolutely right. The message at half-time was just retain the ball a little bit more.
And it's theirs to lose now, isn't it? 24-6 up. Newcastle are going to come and chase the game. Waldrop. Fifth carry here for Thomas Waldrop. Does like to carry, doesn't he? Fabulous footballer. Again, they've turned it over though, Exeter. Some replacements being warmed up by Newcastle just below us. Sinotti again, he's man marked. 11 carries for him. Here's Kane Thompson. To Puna. Rare opportunity in this second half. 9 minutes in now for Newcastle to have some ball. McGuigan. Try against La Rochelle early in this European campaign on his Challenge Cup debut. Shut down the throw to Chudley.
Okay,
Catterick.
9.
Slade has a look around, says, right, well, let's try and put it behind Chris Harris. Takes his kick it downfield. Harris uses the boots. Some rather uninteresting aerial ping pong. This one's bounced off the hard surface. Waldron will wait. Dot it down, 22. We'll start again, and Exeter will still have what is a healthy lead now.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Exeter quite happy playing this way, but you can see what Newcastle are trying to do, trying to get a foothold back in there.
Time.
In Exeter's 22, so they can launch something from, and now they're going to launch something. This is the last really roll of the dice. This is their season now. They comfortably, they won't get into top 6 go, so they've got nothing realistically to play for in the Premiership. This is it. You turn this around, you've got a semi-final. You don't. You're just treading water.
So, wait, time is off. 10. Time is off. Stop. We okay?
Mano Landy on the front row, Eric Fry as well.
Okay, I'm holding. We okay now? Thank you. Time.
Tain took a lure on scrum half. So it's Ricky to Puna off. And the last change there was Simon Hammersley on for Alex Tate.
Here he goes again.
With Sinotti. So new props, new scrum half, new fullback as well. Simon Hammersley, this 22-year-old. First year in the senior academy at Newcastle, played for Durham University. Just signed, isn't he? Sinotti. Another hospital ball from his fly half. There's the new man, the new scrum half. 5 caps for Tonga. And his debut a couple of weeks ago is Leicester. It's his first taste of European rugby.
A bit more physical than Ricky Tapuna, but again, he'll want his forwards just to try and get some, as I said, to repeat myself, foothold down there, because Exeter's just quite happy. You kick to us, we're just going to kick back, mate. And that's a cracker.
Chase a little bit disjointed this time, though. Slade. This is his man, Catterick. To Kalua. See his physical nature ran past us on the field earlier on. His thighs like tree trunks. Waldron underneath this one, waiting. Use his strength against Wilson, the tackler.
Brilliant from Waldron. He just rolled over, used his size as well. Very skillful in the air, protected that ball almost on his own, and then the ball a couple of seconds just for his guys to recycle, set up now. And again, it's just an aspect of play, so they'll just put the ball back and boot it up the field once more.
Crusader would have seen his opportunity result against the Sharks. Hammersley have beaten Stad, of course, Stad Francais in this competition this season. And of course, beaten the Dragons as well, away from home, Rodney Parade.
Henry Slade doing well. Kick from Hammersley there, and look, Slade reading the situation. He knows if that foot goes out. Oh, no, no, no. He'd caught that before. He looks at the toucher. The toucher gives the decision against Newcastle. That was wrong. Nothing's going right for him.
Hill. A long inside flick to Witten. There's Rimmer. He's gone to the field, isn't he? Wearing 17, Carl Rimmer. Tukulura is heavily involved, isn't he? In the penalised zone, offside Newcastle.
Slade, I'm sure, will go for goal. You're not interested in any bonus points when it comes to quarterfinals, obviously, so it's take you 3. Newcastle, as we know, they're going to have to play, and it should be an easy kick, really, for Slade.
Yes.
Well, we're going to have a quick word now with Rob Baxter. Evening to Rob again. Is this game now yours to lose, and is it a case of continuing to play the same way that you are?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think much to the frustration maybe of the crowd, I think we're probably doing the right thing with the patience of our kicking. You know, as you've just said, it's about winning the game now, really. You know, this should hopefully put us 3 scores. Then it's about us maintaining our discipline, obviously defending well, and going after the game in the right way, which I think we've done pretty well so far during the game. We've kind of taken some good opportunities to counter-attack when they've been on. We've run some decent attacking sets from our set piece, and I think, as I say, on the whole, I think we've built to score quite well.
And some brave people around you, shushing you as your kicker gets another 3-point. Thanks for speaking to us, Rob. Much appreciated.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Newcastle Falcons 6, Exeter Chiefs 27.
Now he knows what it's like to be shushed as well. Talking on television when a kicker's lining up a kick.
Yeah, but he did well. Now Rob speaks very eloquently and very correctly, and 3 scores, that's it. You just build and build and build your lead.
And it doesn't matter about what the crowd think. There's
well,
a semi-final spot here to get their first ever semi-final spot. It's big. All these milestones, that ceiling keeps getting pushed up by this Exeter Chiefs team, and it would be another stepping stone for them.
I'm sure in the last 10 minutes, if the scores are... Ooh, there's a punch gone in there, I think. We'll have a wee look at that. But, yeah, I think, you know, they've paid their money. They want a bit of an entertainment over the Easter weekend, but they're getting it. You know, they're absolutely delighted with the way Exeter are building things, and as I said, putting layer upon layer every season, getting better, getting in positions to win trophies.
Tukulura. Power, but look how far they are behind that gain line. Slade seems to be in the right place every single time tonight, doesn't he, when that ball is kicked downfield.
He's a very good rugby player.
Look at the meters he's gained there.
Yeah, it's all about pressure. They're not able to get through. They're not able to break through the Chiefs' defensive line. They have to kick, and what happens is Exeter aren't going to run it back. And this is Sinotti. That's Mitchell. He is. I know the lad's frustrated. The Samoan there. He cats him underneath the chest. That is a punch to the chest, so it's a physical game, come on.
Physical or not there, he can't do that.
No, but he didn't land it on his chops.
Yeah, look. Chudley again, just sniping around. Rimmer. Formerly of the Pirates.
And this is the game now. If the Chiefs, I think they'll be home and hosed anyway, but I think if they score from here...
Welsh has been penalised. Ewers saw him coming this time. Welch with the tackle. Crucial moment here for both teams in this quarter-final. Chiefs going around that right-hand side. Chudley, kick over the top. McGuigan! Byron McGuigan surely now has put Exeter into the first ever European semi-final.
They didn't check if the player was onside.
And what a way to do it! Look at this kick
The try was
and
onside at the
catch.
moment of the kick, please.
Okay, stand by.
He just wants to check something. I couldn't see anything from my initial first reaction to the try. He's going over. Is he going over to speak to the toucher? He just needs a bit of a
What do you reckon?
clear head.
The only thing I saw about it was the player being blocked by
Well,
McGuigan.
yeah, I don't think
Being
there's...
blocked.
It was McGuigan was held up a bit like the penalty try in the first half. There's Chudley over the top. Is he in front? We could rock that one back. The finish is absolutely superb. It looks very much like he's onside. There's Chudley. That's a beautiful angle coming up here. Kick now. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. He's before the ball. There's the front now. That's it.
Marius, I have a decision.
Yes, tell me.
He is onside.
So I may award the try.
You may award the try.
Thank you, Jim.
You may award the try. That's Maitreya. Jim Yule confirms that.
Yeah, I may award the try.
Such theatre from the Italian. Look at this.
Yeah, he was onside.
Offside?
He was onside.
He was onside. Hey!
Great applause around here at Sandy Park.
And again, Chudley could have done numerous things. They were hanging out left, hanging out right. You could have popped it to one of the forwards. He did something very, very cute, and it paid off. It was a good call and a good score from McGuigan.
And you have to say, it's a pressure moment. We said, you score here, you win the game. He must realise that. But to back your skills in that situation, you could say he's got nothing to lose, but it's a pinpoint accurate kick.
Beautiful kick. And ex-Newcastle as well, so there's a bit of salt there.
I'm going to say, yeah, only the one season before the Chiefs snapped him up to join this man in the half-backs here. Slade doesn't miss one, does he? Doesn't look like doing either. 2 more points for him.
Is he 100% tonight? That's beautiful,
He
that's
is.
cute, that's lovely. 100% tonight. Only 3 from 6 last week, but again, he's sent their job. He's coming off to a standing ovation. They like him down here, I like him.
Number 4. Number 4.
Yeah, Roy Clegg's come on at 10 for Henry, for Tom Cattiger to say, and Henry
is number
Slade
4
gone
still
off.
Is coming. Okay.
Harry Gareth Steenson on.
Replacements for Exeter Chiefs, number 4.
Kai Horstman on as well.
It's not bad to bring him Steenson on, is it? The Dungannon lad, he can control matters. He's got a great boot. He's got a great, again, scanning system. So again, that's what you need there. You need quality people just to back up, whether they start or whether you come on from the bench.
George McGuigan, of course, Scott Lawson in that front row for Newcastle as well. Hammersley. Clegg. Far as I know, it's not catch up who's gone off, is
No
it?
hands, no break.
Still there. Sinotti. Back again, feeling McGuigan this time. It's the one. It's a George. Oh, no, the 20s. Cecilio still on his Adam Powell, who's gone over that Newcastle back row. There's a reshuffle. Orlando could rumble from him. Cecino, another distributor. Don Barrow, the second row. Almost picked up his own chip ahead. Audacious skill from the second row, or attempted skill, I should say. Yendel. Dave Lewis on for Chudley. So that creator of that score, his last action of the night. Ewers again, great hands. I mean, he has got hands like shovels. Does make it easier, but he's not allowed with great hands. Kai Horstman.
He's built like the proverbial outhouse, isn't he, Ewers? But again, a good brain on him. He knows where to be, and that's what you want from your back row forward, helping out, carrying the ball.
He's one of those players interviewed who's the hardest guy you play against, and not every time, but a lot of the time Dave Ewers is name mentioned. See a lighter side of him with his skill set tonight. Just not going away at Newcastle, is it? They will rebuild for next season, of course. You picture a young man like Hammersley, we're just seeing him shot there to build their game around their new signings. Do point to a certain way that they're going to continue to approach the game.
And it's the right way. I think Dave Walder's made a difference up there, you know. John Wells, it's all, you know, again, as Exeter are building and building, they want to do the same. They don't want to be yo-yo side up and down, you know, with the Championship and the Premiership. They just want to have sustainability, and then people will come and, you know, you can then achieve something. Maybe in 2 or 3 years you are pushing for the top 4.
It's the first time they've been in a quarter-final since 2009, so it's a good step for them. Just going down to the Championship, back up again. Rimmer, nice offload from him. Whitton, oh, Lewis.
They're not booing now, are they?
No,
Not that they were booing, I know what they mean. There's no frustration. You can see that, I'm not saying Newcastle have thrown the towel in. They're still going for the scoreline suggests there's only going to be one winner. And when that happens, you do get a little bit more expression in one's play, and props, hookers.
Yes, Black 7.
Great skill there from Waldron. We've seen great hands from Ewers, great hands from Waldron. And unfortunately, it's just one of those. It either sticks, it's a 50-50. It sticks, you win, you score a try. It unfortunately didn't for Lewis. Been impressed with Chudley though. He did a good first half and first 20 in the second. Now Skinner, who thought he was incorporate. I hope he didn't have any of that naughty juice before, but he looked a shocked man to say, right, get your suit off, you're on the bench. So it's not bad coming on at 34 points to 6 there.
On for the man to fill in as well, Ben White.
Okay, good to go.
Of course, this weekend of quarter-finals are offering for the Champions Cup tomorrow. 2:45. Wasps against Toulon. Just a couple of Heineken Cup titles between those two.
The guys before you, okay?
A great day down there in the south of France, where it's sunshine. In Marseille. Freddie Michak back after his long injury concerns at 10. No Nathan Hughes, of course, for us.
Yes, yeah.
Intriguing game it is.
Keep your balance. Don't keep your feet underneath you. We had no issues so far.
Saracens off to Paris as well, aren't they? One of those Champion Cups quarter-finals. And of course, London Irish against Edinburgh, the final quarter-final for this Challenge Cup. 5:45 tomorrow.
Tells the story action here is 60-71%. Exeter able to exert the pressure, but not that time in the scrum.
There's been a air of inevitability about this game at times. Catcher being held up by
It's a
Whitten.
tackle now. Release.
Great
Release. Block. Stay there.
Strength that is for the Irishman. Sinotti. Oh, he's broken through. Skinner. Great tackle from Skinner. Brought them out now, but look at the yardage that Sinotti has gained. Clegg. Harris. Hands up quick enough. Tom James.
No, it was the tackle.
Knocked on in the tackle.
No, it was in the tackle. No.
And that's the first time, really, you've got to say that Newcastle looked very dangerous because they did breach the line, and it's that man again. The boys were talking in the studio, we were talking. Sinotti.
Too black.
Too black. I don't know whether he knows where he's going, but I tell you what, he gets past defenders. He can either run over you or he can just dance past you. Ballet style, river dance style, it's Sinotti style.
You take the distance right, okay?
Yeah, it's Sinotti style, isn't it?
That's what defenders see most of the time.
Oh, jeez, no thanks.
Goodness me.
7 tries in the Premiership, 1 against Exeter at home.
Crouch. Bang.
For Sinotti.
Set. Time. Front rows, please. Listen, it's very simple. Until you guys came on, no issues at scrum time. You came on, the second scrum, already issues, okay? So unless you get it right, you're going to be penalties.
Ref just making
Time.
his decisions clear.
Keep
I
the
thought it was all
distance
so
right.
technical nowadays.
Hold
Look at
and
it, it's
keep
a
the
rubber
head.
band.
Take the hit.
Yeah, it's been a big shift from the Exeter players tonight. Ben White in at 7 as last minute, just off the pitch, came straight down the tunnel, started stretching his hamstrings off, trying to get rid of the cramp. These guys have worked seriously hard out there tonight. It's a real hard track, and they're all feeling the effects of it.
Set.
With a giant rubber band as an aid.
Backward.
Wilson was caught, wasn't he, Clegg? They're just nowhere through. And we talk about Exeter and the approach to the game and keeping the tempo high. But
Advantage
they
offside.
kept the tempo high in defence as well, haven't they? That defensive line.
Play advantage red for offside.
There was Tyone on the field now.
Well, they're building for the running, aren't they?
Still
To
advantage
finish
red.
definitely Europe and definitely top 4 with some
Advantage over.
very difficult fixtures coming up.
Harris. Oh, Harris! Great run from Chris Harris.
Try for Newcastle Falcons group number 15, Chris Harris.
From nowhere almost. Chris Harris, who is electric in those situations. Scored on his debut against Bucharest in this competition. Scored 1 here.
Again, it's a good step, isn't it? He may not be known for his kicking, but that is some finish. That really is. Blistering finish.
Determination on his face as well. Too little, too late, but great try, individual stuff.
It is. The wingers are trying to get him back into this game. Well, the game is gone, as we know, but it's just frustrating, isn't it, when you just see the ability of these guys. But you've got to say credit to the Chiefs. They've stopped him up until that point. 67 minutes of scoring a try through a very good defensive structure and setup. That's how they're just able to get around it. The rush defence came up, and this guy just stepped inside, and good finish.
Katic adds the 2.
And conversion for Newcastle Falcons, scored by number 10, Tom Catterick.
Yeah, just speaking to the Newcastle conditioners here, I said, what a finish. Is he the quickest guy in your squad? He went, yeah, there or thereabouts. He's probably our quickest guy in the squad. And, well, I haven't seen a turn of pace like that for some time. He had a lot to do to finish that try. Made it look easy.
Newcastle Falcons 13, Exeter Chiefs 13.
Hammersley gets rather hammered, 34-13. First try of the night for Newcastle. Eric Friday, USA Eagle.
Advantage over.
Shovels it onto Catterick. Steenson. McGuigan. Almost 10 or so minutes now. Steenson, Horseman. No right to get that pass away. Hill's away. All about the hands of Kai Horstman. Absolutely no right at all to get that pass away. The time pressure, physical pressure is brilliant.
This is great hands, isn't it? He may not be the quickest, of Pat was telling me on the train coming down, his old mate from Worcester, but I tell you what, he's got a quick head and quick hands, and Hill's got a good turn of pace as well. That's just blistered it away. So we're seeing one good finish from Newcastle. This is equally, watch this, it's behind, the ball is behind Steenson. He takes it, looks the man, sets him up, takes the tackle, takes the hit, and puts Hill through the gap.
Anything you can do,
10 minutes to go, buddy.
we can do as well.
We may have a very, very interesting last 10 minutes as far as a few tries.
New kicker, of course, is Steenson on. Would it be the same result as Henry Slade? Faultless. Does he bring it round enough? Oh, he is. Lovely kick from Gareth Steenson. Up and over the 40-point mark, and a man who will be very happy to see that scoreline. England international Jack Nolan is down there with Bill Layton.
I'm very happy, man. Jack, you said it was an open game. How much are you enjoying it?
Oh, I'm loving it, and I think everybody here is loving it as well tonight. It was very similar to the game in the Premiership when we played them a few weeks ago, but no, it's a good game to watch.
Let's talk about Dave Ewers' offload then, Jack. Please tell me you taught him everything he knows.
I'd like to say I did, yeah, but I think with someone with the same size hands as him, it holds the ball the way he does. To throw an offload like it is very easy for him, because he has the biggest hands I've ever seen. So the rugby ball looks small in his hands.
And how about their winger, Jack Sinotti? I mean, his feet are magic. What was it like to play against him? What do you think it's like to play against him?
Oh, they are. They're pretty amazing, aren't they? I think sometimes I don't even think he knows where he's going. Sometimes his feet are so good. But no, he does. He leaves defenders behind him. But it's a whole team effort to almost try and tackle him, because there's 5 meters people beside you, and so it's not just you. So he's a difficult man to mark.
Cheers, Jack.
That's all right. No worries. Thanks.
Hopefully see Jack as the season winds up for Exeter. It's Hill again down this side, causing real problems. Tom James cuts inside. Oh, it's a brilliant offload again. Dean Munn. He has been such a popular figure here. And that is it. That's it now, isn't it? Exeter Chiefs well and truly into that semi-final. But again, it's such skill, highest quality.
Well, he's going at the end of the season, and these guys are staying. Again, he was down to played 7 last week against the Tigers, and playing like an open side there. He enjoys this one. Doesn't score too many. It was made really by the angles of Tom James, and that's, look at that, the delight is there. He's already celebrating. He's picked someone out in the crowd, and that's it. I think Jack Noel was enjoying it. The rest of the crowd are enjoying. We enjoyed that one. I think if you're a neutral.
It's a great angle from Tom James, isn't it? He realised he needs to step in straight away to open up that space for someone outside him. Just expected someone to be there, and he was the open side and captain Dean Munn. Steenson on as many minutes. Conversion in pretty much the same place. Same result. He's off at the end of the season, but the Exeter Chiefs are staying in this competition. He wants to end on a high. The players this week in the press talking about finishing on a high for that man, such has been his influence, Dean Munn.
Well, 46-17, wasn't it, in the league? They've gone ahead with that.
Can you say that again, number, please?
And it's interesting to listen to Jack Noel. He obviously played outside centre last week against the Tigers and did a pretty good job, hurt his shoulder bit. They've got quality people all over the place. That guy coming on, Vanicola, he'll enjoy this last 7 or so minutes if he can get his hands on the ball, because I'm sure he'll want to. The game will now, oh dear, will open up like a sevens match. There he goes.
Betty Viner
Good lad.
Right on cue, it's almost like we planned it. Lewis. There's Ewers. Hammersley goes high. Stevenson is there. Still more life in this Exeter team. Plenty of these players fresh, of course, after a couple of weeks off with the LB Cup action. One of them is Rimmer. Trying to pick up that loose ball.
Doc.
That was... Sorry, Johnny, I just said that was nearly almost perfect from Rimmer. I hope he hasn't hurt himself. He was just trying to pull that ball back, almost just bouncing up off his palms to give it to the supporting runner. Hopefully he's fine. There's a bit of work for him to do the rest of this season. You don't want your big lumps going off now with injuries at the end. There he goes through. You can just see he's trying to get it out the back door. Gets pulled back by Fry, isn't it?
But his hammy's gone here at this point.
As he
realises it.
Big American gets hold of him. Yeah, he is. Something has gone. It is a hammy, or the finish doesn't look great. He's off. Poor lad.
Yeah, Tom Francis back on. Yeah, it's sad for Murray Lowe. Hasn't always been involved through this season. Come off the bench, mainly for the man who's back on the field now, Thomas Francis.
Yeah, by the time we get the scrum set, it's going to be off, okay?
Dowie's mate, the chief, has joined us in commentary.
Bang! Set! Right, 21, stay back.
Oof. Tukulua, he's abrasive, isn't he? Cecino. Hammersley. Just not their night, is it, Newcastle? Done well to come through the pool stages, really.
Options, line out or scrum.
A couple of losses to the Dragons in Sad Francais, but it's a step up again. As I say, they've not been in a knockout European game for 5 years now. Rebuilding process themselves. Well documented the building at Newcastle. And Exeter doing Stevenson straight through the gap. Lewis this time does take the pass. Quick ball for Witten. And Jess, Ewers again.
Play advantage. Knock on advantage.
Harris and Sanotti, what can they do from here? Sanotti against Vinocolo. 17 carries now for Sanotti. Cecino, there is space there. Tom James has to come back. Oh, it's neatly done. Really neatly done. He's been in really good form of late. Tom James. Showing it again tonight. Lewis. Yeah, there was so much space there. So much space. It rolls on and on and on. Dowie, about time, your man of the match.
Before that, a great kick there from Lewis, ex-Gloucester scrum half. It's a difficult one because almost combinations win your games. It's normally half-backs, the 9 or 10. This time it's between Ewers and Waldron, the 6 and the 8. That boy there, Thomas Waldron, again, it's Leicester's loss. I gotta say, I'm a good fan of his and a good admirer. It's the Chiefs gain. He is my man of the match because I just think he's all around the field. His ability, his rugby playing now, the finish there when he shouldn't have been able to finish, he does. And he's just great to have behind you in a sense, just to mop up. And when you need him to do something special, he does. I mean, Ewers' offloads were great, and he will have plenty of man of the matches, but he is my man of the match tonight.
Takulua finds Sanotti. Wilson is there. Is there one last flourish for the Falcons. Still Exeter though, defending, so their semi-final berth depended on it.
I told you we'd have a good last 10 minutes, didn't I?
Cecino, Harris, now we've seen his pace already. This time it's inside to Mayhew. Cecino again, or landing. Hammersley.
Thank you, thank you.
Dean Tep goes in to clear out to Kalua, picked up really well. Chris Harris offers himself again. Worked it well. Cecino, great offload. McGuigan. Turned over. Steenson. Foot race, isn't it? Where's it going to bounce? Oh, it's going to bounce into the hands of Thomas Waldron. Vinacolo is there.
It must have been a knock-on, but it's been played on. I think that's about fair. They're off again, they've tapped him, gone.
Crowd agreeing with Gary Morris's opinion of man of the match. Hammersley wanted to get things going, just taking his eye off the ball. Well, that sums up Newcastle's night. Two different approaches to this game. Newcastle are out on their feet because Exeter Chiefs, you look at that scoreboard, and if you've been watching this game, fair to say, have run Newcastle ragged at times.
They have, and it's been a well-structured game plan. It's opened up a little bit. We have a little bit of a joke about it in the second half, especially the last 10, but the job was done. The kicking strategy helped and just put pressure on. Slade looks on, Mitch Lees look on. You know, it's been a good job, a whole good job from the whole 23, the whole coaching staff, as Worcester achieved last night in the Brian Eye Cup, winning that a very professional 80 minutes.
And Newcastle still haven't won here at Sandy Park. 6 losses out of 6 out. The tomahawk chop is going around Sandy Park. And this journey continues, doesn't it, for the Exeter Chiefs? They know lifted the LV Cup 2 weeks ago. They've given themselves a chance by staying in this Challenge Cup semi-final now. Their first ever European semi-final. Lewis, Ewers. Time is up, but they want one more try. Remember, 46-17 is the score when these two met here at Sandy Park in the Premiership. 48-13. Goes inside. And Newcastle are going to play out through Wilson. Tukalur, the new man. McGuigan comes across. Can he work it and catch it? He can't. And look at the amount of Exeter Chiefs players back there. That says everything you need to know about the ethos and work ethic of this Exeter Chiefs side. Clock is red, the game is won, semi-final berth is there, but there are still 4 or 5 players back there to make the final tackle. And Dean Monk, and a special night for him, a special night for Sandy Park. Their first ever home European quarter-final, and they have won it against Newcastle Falcons. 48 points to 13, and deserved winners tonight, Gary.
Without a doubt, I just mentioned the structure coming into it. You do need that. They've got players that can break up the game. They've got a good back row. They've got a very strong back row. They've got a good ball-carrying back row with Ewers and Waldron, who was my man of the match. You know, and it's just where they want to be. They're fighting for top 4. They're 5th at the moment.